Today we will start learning English vowel sounds. By the end of this lecture, you will understand the main characteristics of English vowel sounds and be able to classify English vowel phonemes according to the existing principles. How many vowel letters are there in English? There are 5 vowel letters in English. They are A, O, E, I, and U. These 5 letters give 20 vowel phonemes. 7 of them are short and 13 of them are long. Last time we discussed why we need the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA. It is a way of transcribing the sounds you hear rather than relying on the words that are written. I like the chart on the slide a lot because it has 3 little pictures to help you remember the sounds. The first picture shows a fish. The sound here is I. These brackets are used to identify a sound. The next one is a fat symbol. It is very important in English. Number 5 is clock. A. Number 7 is bull. U sound. Then comes number 11, egg. The letter is E, but the sound is E. Number 12 is an arrow up. So the word is up. The sound is A. The last short sound is in the word computer. Here we have 3 syllables. The stress is on the second syllable, computer. For the purposes of this lecture, number 1, this one, and this one are very important. Here we pronounce the schwa sound. In English, we don't pronounce every syllable distinctly. Only the syllable that is stressed is pronounced in a distinct way. The other syllables and the vowels there are reduced. The schwa sound can be made at the end of the word, for example, in computer, brother, sister, paper, etc., or at the beginning of the word or in the middle. For example, in computer. This one is also schwa sound. The schwa sound is very difficult to pronounce because it's always short and weak. But it's very important because it affects the way we sound when we speak. Everything else is long. Then comes tree, car, R sound. Horse, O. Boot, oo. Bird, What looks the same with every symbol? The second part is 2 little dots. It means that it is one sound and it is long. The other group of long sounds has 2 symbols, but they are different. For example, train, phone, bike, owl, owl, boy, eye. Ear, chair, air, and last is tourist, oar. In these sounds, your mouth moves from the first position to the second one. So much for the symbols. Now, let's discuss the articulation of English vowel phonemes. Of course, as non-native speakers, we need to think consciously how our mouth, tongue, and lips are moving. That's why we need to understand the main principles that are used to classify English vowel phonemes. They are the position of the bulk of the tongue, or the horizontal movement, the height of the raised part of the tongue, or the vertical movement, the position of the lips, the length, the degree of tenseness, the stability of articulation, and the character of the end. According to the horizontal movement of the tongue, the vowels are subdivided into front vowels, front retracted, central, back advanced, and back. What are front vowels? Front vowels are those in the articulation of which the bulk of the tongue is in the most forward position in the mouth cavity. The resonator is in the back part of the mouth cavity. The front part of the tongue is raised in the direction of the hard palate. English front vowels are E, A, and air. Front retracted vowels are those in the articulation of which the bulk of the tongue is in the front part of the mouth cavity, but less front than for front vowels. The resonator is in the back part of the mouth cavity. The front part of the tongue is raised in the direction of the hard palate. English front retracted vowels are I, ear, I, ow. Central vowels. Central vowels are those in the articulation of which the tongue is neither advanced nor retracted. The resonator is equally open along the mouth cavity. The central part of the tongue is raised towards the juncture between the hard and the soft palate. English central vowels are a, e, ow. Back advanced vowels. Back advanced vowels are those in the articulation of which the bulk of the tongue is in the back part of the mouth cavity, but less back than for back vowels. The resonator is in the front part of the mouth cavity. The back part of the tongue is raised in the direction of the front of the soft palate. English back advanced vowels are u, oor, back vowels. Back vowels are those in the articulation of which the bulk of the tongue is in the most backward position in the mouth cavity. The resonator is in the front part of the mouth cavity. The bulk of the tongue is raised in the direction of the soft palate. English back vowels are U, A, A, and I. The next principle of characterization is the height of the raised part of the tongue, or the vertical movement. According to this principle, English vowel sounds can be close or high, mid-open, or mid-open, or low. Please use either the terms on your right or on your left. Here in the picture, in the right-hand corner, you can compare the tongue position for the closed vowel E and open vowel A. There are two variations for each height, broad and narrow. In the narrow variation, here, the raised part of the tongue is higher than in the broad variation, here. You can feel it when you pronounce the sounds. E, I, U, U. In the vowel positioning diagram, you can see different lip positions. On the left-hand side of the grid, there are unrounded positions of the lips. On the right are the sounds with the rounded lips. The shapes in the four corners, here, are the most extreme shapes possible, and none of these are used to make RP vowel sounds. RP stands for Received Pronunciation. Received pronunciation is the standard one in Britain. There are 6 rounded vowels in English. They are U, A, O, and I. Another principle of characterization is the length and degree of tenseness. All short vowels are lax, and all long vowels are tense. The English long vowels are subdivided into 3 long monophthongs, 2 diphthongoids, and 8 diphthongs. A monophthong is one sound that forms one syllable. A diphthong consists of 2 sounds that form one syllable. These 2 elements are the nucleus, which is strong and distinct, and the glide, which is weak. Diphthongoids occupy an intermediate position between a monophthong and a diphthong. In its production, the organs of speech change their position, but very slightly. There are only 2 diphthongoids in English. They are E and U. The last principle of characterization is the character of the end. English vowel sounds are subdivided into checked and unchecked ones. Checked vowel sounds are those in the articulation of which there is no weakening in the force of articulation towards the end. The end of the vowel is strong, and it is immediately followed by a consonant. Unchecked vowel sounds are those in the articulation of which there is weakening in the force of articulation towards the end. They have a weak end. All short and stressed vowels are checked, while short and unstressed vowels are unchecked. As for long English vowels, when they are followed by a voiceless consonant, they are checked. When by voiced consonants, they are unchecked. Here on this slide you can see an example of classifying English vowel phoneme. While describing a vowel phoneme, you need to specify the principle according to which you characterize it. For checked and unchecked vowels, please give examples.